Welcome everyone to TruEra's session where we'll be showcasing the 4 types of ML model testing to drive your AI performance. My name is Daniel and I'm the current Senior Product Marketing Manager who covers go-to-market and marketing related for TruEra. Just a quick overview and the agenda for today. We'll be covering TruEra's overview and the problem we solve in AI model quality. Then we will dive into the different workflows of ML model development where we should be doing testing. Then we'll hone in on the 4 types of ML model testing. And then lastly, covering a quick demo of how to set up these tests. Just a quick overview of TruEra. We have 8 years plus of experience in AI governance, responsible AI, and AI performance management. We have strong leadership backing when it comes to industry veterans coming from different fields in the AI and ML space. As such, you can see that we're very passionate when it comes to ML model development and how to improve the quality of it. The problem that we face today when it comes to ML model development is that millions and millions of models are created annually, but only 13% make it to production. There are a lot of problems surrounding this, but one key problem that we want to tackle for today is that there's a limited amount of testing that's done upfront when it comes to ML model development. And also, a lot of these testing is done ad hoc, which creates a lot of inconsistencies. So at what point should you be doing ML model testing? You should be doing your testing at all points in your workflow. I've highlighted a quick overview of a nice workflow here when it comes to model development, ML model testing. Then you want to debug the root cause and the problems, reporting it out, and then monitoring. Across all these points, you want to be doing your testing. So there are 4 types of ML model testing: performance, drift, bias and fairness, and feature importance. All 4 of these tests are equally important when it comes to the success of your models. For the first test, performance testing is looking at the correctness of your model's prediction. Most commonly used metrics here are AUC, accuracy, test recall, and several others that you can see here. When it comes to performance testing, you can utilize it to look at all data sets, and a unique feature for TruEra is across segments as well, where you can look at specific points in your data set that are error prone. You can also look for overfitting, where your model fits too closely with your training data. And because of that, there are results that will be skewed when it comes to your testing data. So these are some of the tests that you can look at for performance. The next test is drift. So what is exactly drift? It's the idea that your models may have results that are unexpected over time. A perfect example of that is before COVID and after COVID. You can see here a clear representation with the horse here. The idea that data that's before the pandemic may be different after. So some examples of drift for models is covariate, concept, as well as data drift. So these type of drifts, you want to compare it. Most commonly, it would be training versus testing data. So looking at it specifically in greater detail, you're testing between 2 data sets under 2 different environments, and you want to make sure that the model is behaving properly. The metric that we use is model score instability, and the makeup of it is from Wasserstein, mean difference, as well as PSI, which are metrics that you may have already heard of. The third form of testing is bias and fairness, where you're looking at unfavorable treatment of protected groups. These protected groups include race, gender, as well as demographics. And here are two examples of where AI algorithms have gone wrong. Looking at 2019 data, you can see hospitals providing additional treatments for white population versus Blacks. And then in 2015, you can see Amazon's hiring algorithm providing or hiring more males when it comes to software engineering jobs. So just to talk more in detail about bias testing, there are several different metrics here. We're looking at disparate impact ratio, where we're looking at protected groups and its bias versus the entire population. And then there's several other metrics here like statistical parity difference, as well as true positive/negative ratio. The fourth type of testing is feature importance, where we're looking at the contribution of several different features that make up a model. The idea here is that you want to make sure that the main contributors are highlighted in your model, but you want to take out or filter out features that do not necessarily contribute to your model. Now we'll transition to a quick demo where we'll highlight how to set up these tests. Now we're taken into TruEra's demo. Specifically for this particular use case, we're looking at credit risk monitoring. And you can see here in the project overview dashboard, all the models have been ingested and collected for the interest of time. To create your tests, you would click the test harness feature, which is an equivalent of ML model testing. This is our feature. So you will click add new test, and you're taken to the screen where there's where you are shown the 4 types of ML model testing. Specifically here, we want to create the performance test. So we'll click performance test, define the test, and you're given several different options here to name it as well as set the metrics. You would type in performance testing, and we will look at the AUC metrics, set the metric to AUC, and then here you have 2 options here in terms of how you want to set up the metrics. One is a fail condition, where if your model do not meet this specific criteria, your model test will fail. And then there's also a warning condition here, where if your models reach this range, the test will warn you that you're close to failing. So for this particular case, we want something that has a high AUC because that determines the accuracy of your model prediction. So here we will put in 0.77. So anything that's below 0.77 will fail, and then 0.78. Anything that falls around 0.78 will have a warning symbol that it's close to failing. We'll click continue. Now you're taken here where you can have manually selected data or all data collection. For us, we'll choose all data collection. And then here, there's also an option to filter by segments or all data sets. We're going to use all for this particular demo. Then you will save the test and performance testing is created. To look into this specific test, you can go into the model summary tab. It's taking a little bit of time here. And here, are your models across different data splits. And you can see there are 3 different colors here. So the data, the models / split that passes are the ones that are over 0.77. So you can see here 0.787 and 0.781. Those are the models that pass. These yellow ones also pass, but they're close to failing. So depending on the type of use case, you would want to look over these data sets again, just in case. And then lastly, you can see here these are the models that fail the condition, meaning that it didn't hit the AUC that we wanted. Next, we will do the second type of testing. So we go back to the test harness tab. We click add new test. Here we'll choose feature importance test. We'll name it feature importance for the description. The idea here is we want to minimize the amount of features that do not necessarily contribute to your models to ensure that there's not much distraction for your models when it comes to their prediction. So the number you want to set here for minimum importance value is based on a decimal that's going to be converted to percent contribution. So for example, if I put 0.002 here, this will be 0.2% contribution. So in this particular case, we'll set this as a fail when 4 of our features are around 0.2%. So any models that have less than these features will pass. Any models that have 4 or more features that are 0.2% will fail. So we click continue. We got to choose a data collection here. We'll do DCV1. And then we'll just choose some type of background split here as well. Another option here where you can do all data sets or specific ones. We choose all data sets here. Click save test. And feature importance test has been created. So now we'll go to model summary. So performance tests we have already shown. So for feature importance tests here, you can see that almost all the data splits have less than 4 features that are irrelevant or are 0.2% contribute. And basically, you want to look at the data split that have 6 features that have a lot of features that do not necessarily contribute to the model importance. So you can see here, this is the model that you want to look at. So this is the end of our demo. So just a quick next session here. We have an AI quality workshop. That's 4 sessions starting March 2nd. And here's the link to sign up. Looking forward to seeing you all again. Thank you.